Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you. I'm the Layback Gamer, and I'm back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends. Personally, I'm continuing from where I left off in the last episode to go right into this one. And that is, we are reviewing the intelligence creatures. This is one of two episodes that is going up today, so don't forget to stay tuned for the willpower section. That will be up today, which should be a Tuesday. And if it's any other day, I do apologize. Let's just kick right into this. You know the rules. I'm judging this based on its ability. Some of the cards in this I couldn't really. And for my top three, and whenever I'm doing the top three, I take into consideration as a whole. Start off with Ghostgate Defender, 1 mana Dark Elf, 1/3, Guard, Exalt, deal 2 damage to a creature. It's a solid early guard, and I think it's a sleeper card. I think people are going to, when they start trying new things, trying to experiment a little bit, this is going to be one of the cards they go to and think, this could be pretty good. For 4 mana, it'll give you a firebolt effect, and a 1/3 for it, which might not sound that great, but considering it might also soak up incoming 30 damage from a juiced up item creature. Who knows? I think it's a sleeper card. 6th House Amulet. +1/+1. Summon if the wielder has 5 power or more. It gains ward. In the last video, I reviewed a card called Ash Berserker. And I said, there's an item in this set that gives +1/+1 and benefits from a creature with 5 or more power. This is the item. It's a great card. You get if something +1/+1, especially if you give it to something that has 4 attack, it now hits that 5. Then the game reads that requirement after the +1/+1 happens. Then the summon happens, and the creature gains the ward. If it was backwards, would not be good. Wouldn't be as powerful. All right. Barazar's Tinkering. 2 mana action. Betray. Transform a creature into a random creature that costs 1 more. I think it's about on power with Desperate Conjuring. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you can pay mana on a different turn to set yourself up for a creature to betray, or your opponent uses Mummify or turns your character into a sweet roll, and now you get something to use it with. But I would just rather Desperate Conjuring, to be honest. Falling Wizard, 2 mana Wood Elf, 5/5, summoned. Falling Wizard deals 5 damage to himself. Last gasp, put an experimental scroll into your hand. This is a very funny card. I think it's a meme card. I'd play it, but it's not that good. Well, I shouldn't say that. Considering the experimental scroll can be powerful depending on how it activates. It could win you the game. It could lose you the game. It could do absolutely nothing. Who knows? I think it's a fun card. It's definitely, if you want to have fun, play with Falling Wizard. It'd be amusing just to watch your creature blow up. Although, in all seriousness, if you do manage to get a rally onto this creature, it'll survive. And now you have a large card early on in the game. Mage's Guild Recruit. Summon, reduce the cost of an action in your hand by 2. I cannot stress this, in order for this to be good, you have to have that summon go off. If you have no actions in hand, if say you top deck it in top deck mode, it's garbage. It's awful. It's essentially, it's both a stronger and weaker version of Thieves Guild Recruit. And well, yeah, there's not really much more to say about it. You have an action? Great. It's a good card. You don't? It's a bad card. Then we have Poetic Armbringer, 2 2 mana Dark Elf, 2/3. Oh, by the way, the last card was Argonian. Exalt, gain a random keyword. When has this ever been good? No, don't mention Mundus Stone. Mundus Stone will affect all minions that you summon, not just one. When has an effect like this ever been good? I mean, Experimental Scroll gives 2. Wisdom of the Ancients gives 1 and it's a prophecy. But who plays those cards? Who plays with the Experimental Scroll? Who plays with Wisdom of the Ancients? Who would play with this card? No. Sorry, no. Sadamnine Courier, 2 mana Dark Elf, 0/1. Summon, equip a 3. Equip a Steel Sword to a friendly creature. Okay, it's a bit of comparison with Dunmer Nightblade. But you lose 1 attack, however you gain the item instantly. I think it's about the same power-ish. This creature doesn't have to die. You can give it to somebody immediately and just go aggro. I think it's a good aggro card. And I would argue it could compete with the Dunmer Nightblade. It could. Next we have Temple Conjurer. Awesome art, yet again. 2 mana Dark Elf, 2/2, Exalt 4, summon a 5/3 Flame Atronach with Breakthrough. There's a handful of Exalt creatures that if you summon them without exalting, they're still okay for where they are. Temple Conjurer does fall under that list. It is good. It's good stats for what it can do for its cost. You can trade with many other 2-drops and some 1-drops. But if you choose to exalt, you get a 5/3 as well, which is it's similar to Conjuration Scholar, which is 6 mana Breton, 1/2 that summons a Frost Atronach. Dry throat, sorry. But in exchange for being able to be played earlier, you have to get the Exalt to go off. So I think it's a good card. It's an okay card. It's good. And I think it's possibly a sleeper. Possibly. Then we have Burning Touch. 3 mana action, prophecy, deal 2 damage to a creature. It's what I refer to as it's a more expensive yet prophesized Firebolt. Do I think that's necessarily bad? No. I run it because, well, I could possibly get off a prophecy, and I have in the past, and it's helped a lot. So if you get this off a prophecy, you just scored a better Firebolt. If you don't, it's a worse Firebolt. It's a gamble, 50-50. No, not quite 50-50, but you get what I mean. Clockwork City Pilgrim. There are a bunch of pilgrims, apparently. 3 mana High Elf, 3/3, Guard, Exalt, +2/+2. It's a solid guard. It's a guard creature. You get it roughly the same stats with a few other guys, and you have the option to exalt it and go 6 mana, 5/5 with Guard. So it's good to be played in either situation. Obviously, if you're late game, it's a no-brainer. You pick the Exalt option. But if you're early game, you can play Clockwork City Pilgrim and hold off a couple of guys. Then we have another cool animation, Enamor's Keeper. 3 mana Dark Elf, 4 attack, 3 health, Exalt 5, equip a Heirloom Great Sword to do himself. Okay, so you want it to be a 9/3 for 8. I could get behind that. I'd only run one of you, but I could get behind that. And I get a free Heirloom's Greatsword that I can use on other cards. So, it's worth one of. I wouldn't go any more than one of, but it's worth having one. Vigilant Ancestor. 3 mana Spirit, 5/4. Guard, Vigilant Ancestor is permanently shackled. It's a good way to trigger Dagoth cards, yes. You can't do anything with it, unfortunately, unless you silence it, but you lose the guard. And it'll soak up some damage. Would I recommend playing it? Probably not. However, if you have Dress Renegade, and you with this on the field, you lose the shackles, so you gain the ability to attack. But you need 2 cards in order to pull that off. So I'd have to see if that's a worthwhile combo. I think it has potential. Potentially worthwhile. Which is better than what I initially marked it as. Wild Clumsiness, 3 mana action, Betray, shackle a random enemy creature in each lane. While it can be easy to shackle enemy creatures, I just don't quite think it's quite there yet. We're not at that point where we need this. I know there's possible deck lists where you can have a lot of shackling going on, but I don't think we're quite at the point where Wild Clumsiness is a good card. I think if we have something else that interacts with an enemy being shackled, like say, I don't know, like let's say we have Dungeon in Torturer. Whenever an enemy creature gets shackled, it gains +1/+1. In that case, if we had a card like that in the game, I'd say Wild Clumsiness suddenly jumps from being an okay card to, yep, this is a good card. Even with the Dress Tormentor on the field, dealing 3 damage, you have to have both cards there in order to work, which is a 7 mana combo. Granted, you might be able to get 4 hits off of it, but no. I'm sorry. It's an okay card. Could be better in the future. Hatchery Meddler, 4 mana, Dark Elf, 5/3, swap a creature's power and health, unless you have something unless it's a Dagoth deck and you need that to trigger, or you have a creature that has a high pool of health but no attack, and you need to do damage to your opponent to win. No, I'm sorry. I don't think it's that great. Tribunal Oathman, first off, amazing art, but we're covering it next in a different episode. Ash Piercer, 5 mana Ash creature, 3/4, summon, deal 3 damage to a creature if you have a creature with 5 or more power. Oh wow, I have really dry throat. Only good if the summon goes off. Otherwise, it's very similar to the Servant of Dagoth. You need to have that 5 health, 5 attack creature. I can't talk apparently either. In order to make this work. Otherwise, unlike the Servant of Dagoth, I would much rather play a Servant of Dagoth without the effect over this. So, you have to have that summon ability to make it work. No, I'm ready for the next page. I think I got maybe 2 more pages after this. Thorana, 5 mana, Dark Elf, 3/8. After you play an action, shuffle 3 0-cost copies of that card into your deck. Shouts love this. This is a great card for Shouts, but you have to build a deck around playing Thorana, I feel. You need a decent deck ready to go to be played around her. It's very much... I think this card makes another creature in this game playable and more viable. Who am I talking about? The Speaker. Now hear me out. Say, turn 6. Thorana survives a turn. It's turn 6. You play 2 actions. Each of them will cycle. You play them both. They cycle. And you just done that. A few turns later, say turn 11, you draw Speaker Tyrannus. But in the meantime, you've also managed to acquire a couple of those 0-cost spells. You play the speaker, you get two free spells. Or not spells, actions of your choice. If Thorana's back still on the field, you get them again. You get 3 more copies of each added to your deck, and you just got 2 extra. I think Thorana makes Tyrannus a bit more playable. It's another option you can have in the deck. So we'll have to wait and see. If I ever get Thorana, I will definitely attempt this. I will definitely attempt to make that work, because I would love to see it work. Moving on to the next creature, we have Genius Pathmage. Again, another card you kind of have to build a deck around, although if you alter this guy out, and say you're sitting at turn 8, you get a free 8 cost from your deck as well. But would I play it normally? No. You play this out turn 6, forget about it. Lame Corpus. 6 mana Ash... Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, I didn't read any of this. Genius Pathmage, 6 mana, Breton, 4/4, summon a creature from your deck with cost equal to your current magicka. And that's not... It doesn't go the same way as Balmora Spymaster, where it's your maximum magicka. This is how much magicka you have left. So say you play Genius Pathmage on turn 8, you just use 6 magicka up, and now you're down to 2. He'll summon you a 2 cost. That's how this works. Lame Corpus. 6 mana Ash creature, 5/6, no ability. His name says it all. Tel'Vos Magister, 6 mana Dark Elf. Awesome art. 5/4, ward. At the end of your turn, you gain a ward. Powerful. Very good card. It's a good card. You play this, you get an instant effect at the end of your turn. As long as you don't run into a prophecy, your opponent can't do anything about it. It's a good card. And you get ward. They give you a ward. That's crazy. I like it. I like it. It's a good card. Good card. Mighty Conjuring. Another personal favorite of mine because Lava Atronachs. Is it viable? I would actually say possibly. Play it in a Dagoth deck, and you might have something on your hands. And it'll give you a Lava Atronach if you do have 5 or more power, which will trigger any other effects. So, while I think it's a little expensive, I'm going to try it out if I get it. When I get it. Spirit Knife. 7 mana action. Deal 7 damage to a creature. Draw a card. Amazing cycle. Amazing amount of damage. Amazing card. Amazing animation. Is there anything this card can't do aside from kill a creature through ward? Or Nahaglir. Oops. Trader's Flame, 7 mana action, Betrayed, deal 2 damage to all enemy creatures in a lane. If it was the whole board, it would be better. But I don't think... It's great animation, I like it. The flames is pretty awesome. But I don't see this working. It's not going to work out like it did in the puzzle, where you have Onkano on the field and you deal Breakthrough. It's not going to work out that well. So, unfortunately, it's a okay board removal. It's okay. If you betray, it's all right as well. But don't attempt to get the Onkano combo. Sometimes you'll get it, but sometimes you won't. And Thorana's Lawman. This page, the last 4 cards that I reviewed, including this one, have had some really stellar animation. The team really stepped up. I like it. 8 mana High Elf, 5/5, Guard and Ward. It's a good arena card. I drafted it, and I've won a couple games because of it. And also charging it up with a couple of items, but let's ignore that for the time being. It's a good arena card. Would I play with it on ladder? I don't think I would. I think I would pass. If I needed a guard or something with ward this late in the game, I would probably I would I'd be either in a lot of trouble or I'd have the removal in my hand to take care of whatever I would need Thorana's Lawman to get through. Then lastly, the man, the myth, the legend, Sothasil, the one of the protagonists of the Clockwork City expansion, or antagonist, depending on how your view is, if you're a Mekanar pro. 9 mana, 4/4. Oh god, no. You are suffering as the same as Mekanar. You better have a good stat, otherwise it's awful. Exalt +4/+4. Oh, even. Well, that's not bad, actually. 12 mana, 8/8. It could be worse things. At the end of your turn, if you have an exalted creature in play, summon an Awakened Imperfect. Congratulations, Sothasil. You just beat Mekanar. If you play this on turn 12, you get 16/16 worth of stats, Guard and Breakthrough on one 8/8, and this effect on the other 8/8. If your opponent cannot remove it, they're in trouble. A lot of trouble. I've played against Sothasil a few times, and that Awakened Imperfect has hurt a lot. I'm serious. It hurts. I thought this card wasn't going to be that good when I first saw it. Then I played against it. And I said, I am so wrong. This card, it's not like it's one of the strong end cards. I think I see Set's Masterwork in his hand, so of course he's got to be a good card. Nah, I'm just kidding. That doesn't make it a good card, but still, you get my point. If you have an exalted creature in play, it's very powerful, especially if you have the other two gods. You have Vivek, and you have Almalexia. You have Almalexia, so Sothasil is not dying. You have Vivek, you're not losing the game. So, and if you have this guy, your opponent's going to lose the game really quickly because of the amount of Awakened Imperfects they'll produce if you cannot stop, if this doesn't get stopped. So, I think it's a good card. But you have to get there. That's the only weakness is you have to get to that point. You get to that, it's a reward. You get to that point. You get to turn 12, you have a guaranteed exalt creature in Sothasil. You get to turn 9, as long as you have an exalted creature, you get a free Awakened Imperfect. Good. All right. Now down to my top 3. I'm going to start off with our honorable mention. And it is going to be Burning Touch. In addition to having a really cool animation. Like I said, if you get Prophecy, it's good. If you don't, oh well, you still have the removal. It still does 2 damage. It's better than using a Lightning Bolt. So, I think it has potential. I think it's good. I'll be honest, I had a hard time picking which one I wanted to from here. Because Ash Piercer with the effect is great, but you have to have the effect triggered. You're relying on quite a bit. Where with Burning Touch, all you have to do is either get it off a Prophecy or draw it. And you get the effect instantly. That was my honorable mention. Coming in at number 3, back to Sothasil. I just mentioned why. So it should be obvious. You get turn 12, you have the Exalt, you get 16/16 worth of stats. Turn 9, as long as you have an Exalt creature, you get 12/12 worth of stats. Not enough said. Number 2, I said, not you, but you, Tel'Vos Magister. The ability to give you a ward is crazy. It's crazy good. You basically protect yourself. You protect yourself for a turn against aggro decks or against a really big creature. Say your opponent has that Sothasil out on the field, and he gave him an Awakened Imperfect. You have Tel'Vos Magister out, gives you a ward. you just 50% less damage. Tel'Vos Magister just gave you 50% less damage. And if they only have one creature on the board, you don't take any damage. Plus, they might not even attack you. They might go, I'm not attacking this guy. He's got ward. He's just going to regain it. He's not going to. He wouldn't dare touch it. Until he could kill Tel'Vos Magister. And Tel'Vos Magister comes with ward himself. So, very powerful card. Very powerful. This number one should be very, very obvious. I will say it again. Awesome that it cycles itself. Awesome amount of damage. Awesome animation. Very well balanced. Is there's nothing that this card can do? Can't break through ward, but that's fine. It can't target face, but that's why it's balanced. You can have a damage that high on 7. If it could do 7 damage to anything, easy 9. Put it at 9. Make it deal damage to anything it wants. Go ahead. But that will be it for this review. And it's not going to be today's review, as there's one more coming out later, and it's the Willpower. Thank you everyone for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed. Don't forget to share this video or any of my other videos to anybody who you think will enjoy my content. Later today, I will be uploading the Willpower card review. And, well, from the time... Right now, it's still the same day that I recorded the Strength. I'm going to be trying my best to get everyone out, every other class, and the triple and the neutral out in one day. So I'm going to go run and grab myself some water. And when I come back, let's go for that. We're going to cover Willpower. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.